Hey guys, this is William from Great Affordable Watches, and today I'm gonna go through my top 5 automatic divers under $300. As in my last video, this list is not in any particular order. Okay, the first watch on the list is the Seiko SKX007 or 009, depending on which color you like. And this is one of the most well-known Seiko divers out there, maybe one of the most well-known divers overall, and it's a real classic, and it's extremely popular with many watch enthusiasts and watch professionals alike. So the diameter of the watch is 42 millimeters, and of course, as the dial says, it's a 200 meter water resistant, or I should say divers 200 meters, so it's ISO certified. So each and every watch the manufacturer is tested for 200 meters. So you can say that this watch is guaranteed to be able to handle 200 meters. And you got the reliable 7S26 movement, which is a Seiko workhorse movement that is available in many low-end and mid-range Seikos. It's a pretty old movement, and they have been extremely robust. So it's not the most beautiful or most decorated movement. It sure will keep running for many decades. I had this watch for a couple of years, and I think that it is a fantastic diver, and the design is very unique and it's finished extremely well. One thing I didn't like about it is that the crown is at 4 o'clock instead of at 3 o'clock. So that's a minor issue for me, but maybe not for you. And the crystal is a mineral crystal instead of, for example, sapphire crystal, which can be scratched pretty easily, and it's hard to buff out the scratches, or almost impossible to buff them out. But overall, I think that this is probably, or if not, the absolute best diver under $200. These days they come a little bit higher, maybe $250, but if you look or wait a bit, maybe you can probably get it for under $200. If you really like this design and the watch, you can't go wrong with this one. But the design is pretty rugged, so it's not for everybody. We should move on to number 2 on the list. The second watch on the list is the Orient Mako USA II. So this is the upgraded version, or I should say the Mako USA is a upgraded version of the Ray and Mako. So with the Mako USA 1 you get a sapphire crystal, you get solid end links, and on the upgraded version, which I have included on this list, the Mako USA 2, you get the Orient Cal F6922, which is an automatic movement with hand winding and hacking, and it's a excellent movement. It's probably a workhorse movement. The time will tell, but from what I heard, it's a excellent movement. And of course, you got the sapphire crystal. You got 200 meters water resistant with the screw down crown. You got solid end links, and the case diameter is 41.5 millimeters in diameter. And also with this watch, as well as the Seiko SKX, this is a very, very popular watch in the watch community, and you can't really go wrong with this one either. It's an excellent watch. Maybe it doesn't have the same kind of history as the Seiko SKX007 or 009, but this is from Orient, so it's a Japanese manufacturer that is owned by the Seiko group. So you got that Seiko quality, and this is a bit more modern and upgraded if you compare it to the Seiko. But the Seiko Seiko SKX got a bit more history to it, a lot more history I should say, and it's more of a cult classic, while the Orient is a well-known and highly regarded diving watch. So of course you can't go wrong with this one. It's an excellent watch for the price, and of course you can get it for under $300 if you look. I think the official price is $375, but I think you can get it a lot cheaper if you're looking. Okay, the third watch on the list is the Seiko SNCH57. and especially with the 55 Fathoms mod done to it. The Seiko SKX007 is of course a Seiko 5. So we got the 7S36 movement. 7S36 is basically a 7S26 movement with the 2 added jewels that doesn't do anything. So you can say it's almost the same movement as the Seiko SKX. And often with the Seiko 5 you got 50 meter water resistant, but on the Seiko 5 Sport watches you get 100 meter water resistant, but it's a non-screw down crown, and you got a mineral crystal, which is a pretty big minus in my opinion, and it's 42 millimeters. But with the 55 Fathoms mod from Dagas or Jabukis, it's very popular as well. It's a extremely good looking watch, and it's honestly one of my favorite Seiko 5, if not my favorite Seiko 5. And I've had one for a year or two, maybe 2 years, and I've been extremely satisfied. But the problem with this watch, even though the looks are excellent and it's a fantastic looking watch, I don't really trust the water resistant, because I don't know. I know that the screw down crown is not what makes a diver water resistant, but I don't feel like that the Seiko 55 Fathoms is a diver watch. It's more of a diver looking watch with a water resistance of 100 meters. But of course it's one of the cheapest way to get a Blancpain 50 Fathoms looking watch. So I highly recommend if you are looking for a 50 Fathoms mod or 50 Fathoms homage. Okay, the fourth watch is a bit. These 2 last watches are a bit different. And we should start with the Ticino Sea Viper. Ticino Sea Viper is an homage to the Rolex 6200, as in my review of the Steinhardt Ocean Vintage. And I think that the Steinhardt Ocean 1 Vintage is a better watch than the Ticino Sea Viper, but the Sea Viper is half the price of the Steinhardt. So if you're looking for a cheaper watch that pays homage to the Rolex 6200, I think it's a pretty good alternative. The watch case is 40 millimeters in diameter, and it's tested to 200 meters with the screw down crown. So they to the manufacturer guarantee it's tested to 200 meters. It got the Miyota 9015 movement, which is a high beat movement that beats at 28,800 beats per hour. So it's a very well-known and highly regarded movement that is very popular in micro brands. It's also a pretty new movement. I think it's like 7 years old. So time will tell if it's as robust as Miyota's last movements. But this watch got a AR inner coated domed sapphire crystal, which is very nice, and it got solid end links. And the overall quality is pretty good, and it feels great on your wrist. And of course, this is a homage, so maybe some people don't like it, but I think this is a pretty good homage and well-made watch with very good specs. So you can't go wrong with this one either. It retails for about $260, so it's a pretty cheap watch considering what you're getting, and I highly recommend it. The last watch on the list, this may be a bit controversial. I thought about including the Citizen ProMaster, but I think that the Seiko SKX007 is a much better purchase than that one. And I think it's better looking, and they are maybe a bit of competitors, so I decided to not include that watch. But it's an excellent watch, of course. So and if you're looking for a alternative to the Seiko SKX that looks almost the same, you can always look at the Citizen ProMaster. Okay, the last watch on the list is the Tisell Marine Diver. This is a Tisell is a watch you seek. It's a very well regarded manufacturer. Tisell is based in South Korea, and it's a one-man operation. And Tisell does all their quality control and assembly in-house, and they They have, from what I've heard, they have excellent quality control. And the controversial part is that it looks like it's a homage to the Rolex Submariner, and it looks, in my opinion, maybe a bit too much like the Submariner. But the specs on this watch and the quality for what you get, for what you're paying $200 for it, including shipping. You're getting a Miyota 90-50 movement, as I talked about in the Ticino Sea Viper. You get 200 meters screw down, and Tisell himself said that it's tested, and you can swim and shower with it, so that's always nice. It got solid end links, it got a ceramic crystal, it got a ceramic bezel and sapphire crystal with AR coating on the inside. So as you heard, it's the specs for $200 including shipping is fantastic. It's a very long thread on what you seek discussing the watch, and everybody is extremely happy with it. And for $200, if you don't consider the Seiko SKX007, which is historically a well-regarded watch, but if you're looking at the specs, Tisell Marine Diver is probably the watch with the best specs for the price, and the value is outstanding on that watch. Overall, I really like the Tisell Marine Diver. The problem is that it's pretty hard to get it. So you have to talk to Tisell, and he must put you on a waiting list, because the watch is very popular these days. But if you get one, I'm sure you won't be dissatisfied with it. Okay, now we have gone through my top 5 diving watches under $300, and I'm sure you can find other watches under $300 that are equal to these watches, but these are from my experience and from what I tried on and from what I have owned myself. I hope you guys like this list, and I see you in the next one.